Hello everyone, I am Malaceo. Welcome back to my channel. Today is day 22, so the 22nd of December, but this is my 22nd video of Vlogmas. And as you can see, the background has changed. I am doing my first day of house sit. And you know, it's pretty simple. It's just like a little kitty. So I could talk about that maybe a little bit more tomorrow, but I just sort of wanted to talk about, I guess, emotionally, how I feel and being mentally prepared to also just like, you know, leave everything behind. And I just feel like making videos like this is like, you know, important because I feel like nobody necessarily talks about the days coming up to, because I think it's like less than 50 days now until I actually am on the plane flying out. And, you know, nothing is necessarily permanent, but my main thing is that I want to be able to put it out there and let everybody know, like at least how I feel. And to be honest, I don't necessarily have like, you know, these regrets. There's a lot of people who, and I'm not a psychologist, but it's just like, I feel like a lot of people who might have regrets sometimes. You're trying to hold on to some type of validity or be like, oh, you know, did I put all this energy into my family, into my surroundings, my coworkers? Did I do all this stuff for no reason? Like there has to be something because of all and I think once we become more selfish, and I feel like it's such a bad thing for just society to even be like, oh, you're selfish as a woman, but even as a Black woman, especially, the idea of you actually being selfish isn't that you're taking away from somebody, you're giving your resources that you have to yourself. And I feel like that's a big problem with giving people stuff that we don't have. There's turmoil in our lives, but we want to give everybody else peace, and nobody knows how we feel. And, you know, to be honest, a big portion of people don't care how we feel. And to just sort of move on and, you know, keep it pushing. For me, because, you know, I have no kids. I was divorced like maybe 6 months ago, officially. And to be honest, I have been in the military, so I don't necessarily have the woes about it necessarily, but I also have a bunch of cousins that's like the same age as me. And even to a certain extent, like when I first said it, they was like, oh, well, how long are you leaving? Like I'm going on a trip or something. Like, no, girl, this is going to be the new life, the new life. Like I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And it turned from like concern, and concern turned into something else where it's like, oh, well, if you're out there, then you'll know these places and that places, and we can come out there for your birthday. So, you know, as of now, I'm still thinking of doing something for like my 35th. And I feel like that's going to come around the corner so fast because, I mean, it's like December's at the end of the year, but next year is like right around the corner. It's less than 2 weeks away. So next year, I am going to be turning 34. But then after that, you know, before you know it, like as of right now, I guess they have like a year and a half to like get their stuff together. That's not bad, but whatever. So mentally just processing it and emotionally processing it, I feel like things that I feel like I have, like, I don't feel like I have anything holding me back. To be honest, I'm very forthcoming and I'm trying to keep the lid on things. It's hard for me, especially like with work. You know, you have people who are inquisitive, and to be honest, it's like some people, I don't know if they're trying to be nosy or they just want to, you know, whatever. But, you know, I don't trust anybody necessarily to like tell people like, hey, I'm leaving. And, you know, they did like layoffs and stuff like that, like maybe 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, I'm just trying to hold on to make this money. And I decided to work all the way up into the week that I leave, because at first I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that, because I had my contracting situation that I was doing when I was like working part-time. So I was like, okay, as soon as I quit my 9 to 5, I can go ahead and just work this contracting job. But my money became stable, that I know like how much money I will be getting at least monthly. And I was like, girl, like it's like a dream come true to actually have some type of like sabbatical where I don't feel pressure and I don't have to work. Obviously I will, because I still want to, the plight of a Black woman. You pretty much have life, I won't say I figured out, because I am 33. There's the rest of my life to change my mind about anything. But just to have the time to, like, especially even with house sitting, and not, because the big part of me spending my money is a big part of me spending my money is accommodations. Sorry. So even towards I would say I'm looking towards leaving, maybe after like Japan, maybe I can be in the Middle East and look out for people going on vacation and stuff during the summertime. And if I can like bang out, being somewhere for the entire summer, that'll be nice. Like maybe somewhere in like the Mediterranean or something like that. Like that'll be cute. Definitely the holiday season, just from this experience, it's like a whole thing. Like people are like rushing and like going into it and doing this and doing that. And it's like all of these things that people are doing. And it's like November to December into a little bit of like January. Oh, there's houses everywhere. Like it is like just popping up. Like it's crazy. Like I got 3 houses within like, child, I would have to say less than 2 weeks. Like I applied for 4 houses, and by the end of the second week, people wanted to talk to me, and people also wanted to be like, hey, can you come by to the house? Because I started to do local first before I go and I head out, So yeah, with that, and mentally, that adds like stability, because it's like I have something else. I have like my plan A, B, C, and D, and I feel like if you work it well enough, your plans will be like really, really easy to, put together. And you can sort of have your whole entire plan where you're spending even less money, okay? But yeah, I just feel like it's just surreal. And then like this is like a test to be like, okay, you're gonna be by yourself, you're gonna be alone, there's gonna be nobody else, in a house with you or around you and stuff like that. And it's not like I said, I was like, living on my own, even when I was like, school and all that other stuff. I'm not worried about it. The only thing I can say is just, instead of, I know it's hard because it creeps in, and how we're taught, society, all of that stuff is like, the negative self-talk. And as soon as you feel that negative self-talk, I feel like, look at a YouTube video, look at, even if it's not something like this, look at someone traveling, look at the food, go to Google AI and ask, what are the most popular dishes or whatever, or any type of food. Like if you're into pastries, be like, what does this location that I've never been to, like, what is their best pastries? What is their best coffees? What are their best mixed drinks? Culturally, what food do they have? Do they eat more meats? Do they not? I mean, I'm a foodie, so that's what I do. I mean, not to deter myself to further, be able to leave, but I'm leaving regardless because I know that the food be fooding, okay? Because even today I started my fast again. And yeah, I'm fine. It's just sleeping and stuff like that because I feel like, trying to re-energize yourself and getting yourself back together because today is like, Sunday, and I will be hitting the ground running full throttle, like while I'm looking at TV and stuff here and there. I will be writing down on my notepad, like, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing for this week? Because I have a full week here. And, after I do go back to my parents' house, I will have like a couple of more days until I'm off. In my mind, I still got an entire week off because I'll be back Thursday and Friday, the week after this. I ain't doing no work, girl. Please. So, and hopefully it's just like a reset. And by then I will literally have 5 weeks. And like, that's what I'm saying, like even like mentally, like I do have a good amount of money. Like I have saved a good amount of money, and I will talk about that in the video that I made because I made a lot of sacrifices, y'all, like a lot. And with the sacrifices that I made, I'm like, I want to make sure that I got my savings, I got my income that's coming in, and I got ways of having accommodations or whatever, cheap or not, cheap or whatever. And I also show like how to retire your own hair and stuff like that. But as a treat to myself, I am, hanging out with my cousins and, my dad and stuff. Because the week before I leave, that's why I sort of pushed it out a little bit before I left. His birthday is the first week of February. So I wanted to be able to spend some time with my dad and stuff like that. And, at the beginning of New Year's, I will have I think they have like personal days, and I think they add or give you extra sick days and stuff like that at the beginning of the year. I can't really remember. I know we get personal time, but I'm not sure about the sick time. But I will put that in sporadically so I can, still get paid for that and be like, hey, this is like my last day, and I'll, bang it out. I'll figure it out, within like the first, I'll have to say the first week of me, coming back from vacation. I'll figure all that stuff out. But after that, I have 5 weeks to make it through, and boy, it's gonna be a countdown, okay? And like I said, like I feel like I wanted to make this video because I'm just revving to go. Like I am revving and I am ready to go. Versus, I've seen other videos about other women leaving, and it's like, oh, this and this and that, and I'm like, hurry up. I am tired of my manager. I am tired of the people in my family. I am tired of these people. I'm tired. I'm tired of especially like the holiday season. Thank goodness I got this house hit, and you're sort of like forced, when you're around people and stuff like that, and that one person is like, oh, you should be, save face, and like, why don't you just talk to that person? Why? Like, don't even say anything to each other at all. And like, I hate that stuff. Like, just a side story. I remember this one girl, and she hates my guts, talks all types of smack about me. We don't like each other. We don't care for each other. And I remember I blocked her because she just kept on like watching my Snapchat and stuff like that. And she was like, had so much stuff to say about me. And I mean, I guess I get like, you mad that I'm asking you, why are you soliciting information and trying to start stuff? I mean, if I was being messy and the person I was being messy to confronted me, I guess I'll be mad about that too. That's why I don't be messy. I mind my business. But she would come up to me in front of everyone and just be like, hey, and I wouldn't say nothing to her. You're not pressuring me. And then you both then what, both of us walk away just to go and talk about each other, be like, each other is so fake. Like, I ain't talking to you. And I looked at everybody, I'm like, what, you want me to explain why? Because I know all of you talking, so you know why. So why do I need to perform? Okay? So it's just nice to just remove yourself, because that situation is like already toxic. And it's like you can't even get a piece of like the good, with the good people in the good relationships without, certain situations like that being around. And to be honest, I don't care for it. I'm like, I can catch my people, my, real friends, family or whatever. I can catch y'all on the flippity flip. We can go somewhere else, which I am really happy, like with my cousins and stuff like that. Cause it's like a lot of the people, that I became more close with and stuff like that. It's like, people get it, people get it and people understand. So I am happy about that. But yeah, even like with, family members and stuff like that, and like cousins and like relatives that's closer to my age, it's like, the curiosity and stuff. And I'm just like, oh, maybe if I can, like, I don't know, like usher, my family out of, this system, or at least have a place for them to go. And I'm not saying I'm doing this anytime soon. Like, yeah, you want to come on vacation? You want to know where to go? Especially if I can, like, start getting houses that's like, girl, I seen a chateau in France. A whole chateau for like 2 months in France. But it was in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, I'm not going all the way out there, girl. I'm not doing it. Because she had like 23 cats and like 2 dogs. But still, it was like a 14-bedroom chateau. I was like, oh. See, I'm like, and it's like, maybe like 3, 4, or whatever of us that I know for sure that will be coming. There'll be some trickle over. There'll probably be some more people. But definitely like 3 to 5. I know that's going to be there. But yeah, so yeah, like I don't know what else to say. Like, don't be scared. Don't be, like, I feel like it's better to think how regretful you're going to be if you don't go, instead of thinking about like what's going to hurt, what it's going to do. So definitely think about it. Think about if you're going to be a slow traveler. Like, that's what I'm doing for the most part. I'm going to be slow traveling because, just because of me being ready to go so bad, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. Like, even when I was talking about in my videos a few videos ago for Japan, I was like, okay, I'm going to start in Tokyo, and then I'm going to hit Kyoto, then I'm going to hit here, then I'm going to hit Osaka, and then I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go all the way from the top all the way down in 3 months. And I'm like, why do I have to visit the whole country if I'm doing this as a lifestyle? Okay, so I'm thinking, at least as of right now, for my birthday month, the whole time I would just be in Tokyo. And if I do not get a house sit for the summer, then I will move on to, what was it? I think I was going to move on from there, and it just depends. So if I don't have a house sit, like in the Middle East or something, go somewhere else. If I don't get a house sit, then I will stay in Tokyo for like 2 months. And then I might pop out, and go somewhere, probably like southern Japan or something like that. Or I might just like do a little skippity hop over to South Korea, be in Japan for 2 months, preferably like Tokyo for 2 months, because Tokyo is such a big city. It's such a big city. I could probably be there for the whole 3 months, for real. But like I said, it's like the money and blah, blah, blah. That's why I was like, you know what? Let me just work this extra week so I can get an extra paycheck. And then my PTO can get paid out after that. So, I'll have that. I'll be way above that, $20,000 in savings. I'll be above that. And I will have, way more money saved up. So, with housing and, from what I've seen, like food isn't necessarily that expensive, but I mean, it just depends on how you are as a person. I want the cuisine, when I go somewhere, I want the cuisine on all levels, but mostly I want to eat what the locals eat, like every day. So not everything, like definitely if it's like what the regular population is eating all the time, it's not necessarily expensive. Usually it's not expensive. So, between going to vending machines and just winging it, and to my extent of like watching, the local population and how they live, work, and eat, then I'm gonna do that too. So I'm not necessarily worried about the food, because it's like, girl, I might just be eating like twice a day, because it's like, I know I'm gonna be running rampage, like walking around and seeing things, and then you have like the little museums and all that other stuff that they do. So yeah, for the most part, I feel like it's gonna be, I'm just excited. And this is the video for the women who are excited and you don't really have any reservations. Like, there might be like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going to happen. Like those type of jitters, I feel like that's going to happen no matter what. But yeah, if you don't like it, you can come back, But I doubt that you won't like it, because you're choosing your life. You're choosing what you're going to do each and every day. You're not going to have to wake up to an alarm. You're not going to have to do your hair a certain way. You don't have to wear your clothes a certain way. You can dress how depending on like what country, you can be like scantily clad and stuff like that. But like, you get what I'm saying? And it's just like, girl, I just want my nails, and I want to just live life. Like, if I just want to be at the beach, if I want to take a dip in the beach, then I'm just going to take a dip in the beach. I'm just going to be living life. I'm just going to be out here free, doing what I want to do. So yeah, I think also to try to help yourself mentally and emotionally, try to imagine what your day-to-day life is. Like, there's no way to know what it's going to be until you actually live it. But in my head, like for example, going to Vietnam and Da Nang is like, it's on the beach. So in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to go here and I'm going to sit and I'm going to like relax, and I'm going to, wake up whenever I wake up during the day. I'm going to stroll over, get my coffee, probably bring my laptop if I want to, depending on how I feel. And then I'll spend my entire morning or afternoon or whatever it is doing what I need to do and work, or I will just be out adventuring and then come in and then work at night and do what I need to do. It depends. I think for the most part, because I am very excited, so when I land and touch down, I will be out there. I already know me. I am. But, it's not like, and it's like, I feel like even for, like, especially Americans, because we only really get like 2 weeks off a year. So it's like trying not to treat my new life like I'm on vacation. That's going to be hard. Because especially me being so constrained because of my budget, and I sold my car, and then being in Georgia, and then being in like the rural area of Georgia. Yeah. So I still got those things to like worry about. So, I mean, is it really worrying? Like, it's not worrying. It's just something that's like up in the air, but still. girl, we about to be here. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm going to be there and then y'all going to be there and it's going to be like this whole thing. So don't even worry about it. Like the other girlies, you know, my tribe that comes and watches this later on, you're going to be like, girl, what you talking about? I'm not even worried about it. I'm already there. Mentally, I'm there. I have released myself to freedom. Okay. So that's the end of my video. I will see y'all tomorrow. Okay. Like and subscribe and share if you care. Thank you.